Yeah, when I cut the YouTube on, I can't really have no music going on. So, um, YouTube and Facebook, they ban you for putting music on. So we're gonna give YouTube and Facebook a few seconds to get in here. Um, and then we're gonna get what we came for, y'all. We're gonna touch on Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy is a 28 is a chapter that helped a lot of people identify who the Bible is speaking to. Uh, it's a chapter that this generation have been introduced to. Because when you deal with people who came before us, they was mostly introduced to the New Testament. Most of the people who go to church or most of the people that deal with the Bible, they into the New Testament. Majority of the world. But we are the generation, and when I speak of these things, I speak of things being done to us as a majority because majority rules. Majority rules. So we must understand that by this majority of this generation being introduced to the Old Testament, you ain't go to church and was studying Deuteronomy, Genesis. You ain't, these things, they wasn't, they wasn't, you was taught Jesus. But we the generation that was introduced to Deuteronomy. And Deuteronomy chapter 28, right now, have produced new organizations, new doctrines, new outlooks, new perspectives on the Bible. Deuteronomy 28. Everybody that's awakening right now in this generation to understand the Bible is connected to a certain group of people, about Deuteronomy 28. Everybody know about Deuteronomy 28. So I'm going to do a thorough breakdown on it. Thorough breakdown. I don't think I ever did a breakdown on Deuteronomy 28. I might have. I've done so many videos. But we're going to really go into the crumbs. Some people, when they eat, the plate is clean. They don't, when the food is good, you don't leave crumb. See, when you, just like you got to understand the whole truth. When you get a dish that's good, the whole dish good, what you do? You take the bread and you wipe the plate. When you eat some rice and gravy, you will wipe the plate. You don't leave no crumbs. Why? Because it's good. So why when it come to bread, why when it come to God bread, we want to leave crumbs? When some people don't leave crumbs on their physical plates. Now some people don't leave crumbs on physical plates, but when it come to God, we want to leave crumbs. Don't do that, y'all. So I'm going back to Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to pick up the crumbs. We picking up the crumbs. Like I said, because I think we done skipped over these things what Deuteronomy 28 saying. We skipped right over it. And we went on to what we wanted to take out of Deuteronomy 28. We took a little piece out, ate it, and said, this tastes good. Do you want to try something else? So they didn't eat the whole Deuteronomy. They didn't get all the crumbs. They didn't do that when they read Deuteronomy 28. So like I say, this what's finna be said gonna speak volumes, because we all know Deuteronomy 28 is like it's the identity of the Bible. That's how important Deuteronomy 28 is to this doctrine that's floating around in the world. It's like the identity of the scriptures. Literally. It's the identity of the scriptures. Everybody know about Deuteronomy 28. Because when you talk about Deuteronomy 28, you talk about the slave ships. They say they were going to send us back to ships on Egypt. So everybody say that's the slave ships, that's us, and we going back to Egypt. So, like I said, Deuteronomy 28 is the identity of the Bible. So, what I'm finna reveal today, if we can understand Deuteronomy 28, then we can understand why God is speaking. we can understand why we got to hearken to a voice. Because everybody listening to something at the end of the day. You ever went to YouTube? People got 1 million views. So what everybody doing? Listening. But you don't want to listen to God. See, you already listening. But you don't want to listen to God. You don't want to hearken to God. But you listening. Footstool. So I gave everybody a little time to come in, y'all. Like I said, we finna go over Deuteronomy 28. I'm gonna read the whole chapter. Greetings, sis. Peace and blessings. And we gonna get to it, y'all. We gonna like I said, we gonna get some understanding here today. You know, get some standing here today. I just got a better way, y'all. And if you have stood up and told the people you had the way, then of course this way will make you jealous. That's why I say, blessed is he who is not offended because of me. Like I said, we you know, why did the Son of God offend people? That's what we read. Why did Moses offend people? That's what we read. We don't read that. But everybody looking for Jesus to come back with kisses and hugs. In a world full of darkness. Well, we got robbers in God's house. We got thieves in God's house. And God gonna smile at the thieves. Hey, thieves, keep taking what you want. Hey, robbers, keep thinking what you want. That's why Moses wrote, if we follow the Torah, God is a mighty man of war. Why is war? When somebody break in your house and you get up, what you gonna do? It's war. It's finna be a whole bunch of furniture moving. Unless they got the upper hand and you gotta surrender. Well, we know God always got the upper hand. Yes, we got it. You know, God always got the upper hand. I hope we're not looking for God to surrender. Now, as a person, you might have to surrender, but I'm just, you know, giving you a more, I would just say, analogy. You know, but we can't expect God to surrender. God ain't. So when God get up and all these thieves in the house, then there's going to be a whole bunch of furniture moving. Well, that's why God is a mighty man of war. God didn't surrender to the devil. God let the devil have his time to bring forth the pure generation that was going to defeat the devil. That's the book. Before I start, y'all, because like I said, I just want to read this one verse since it popped up in my head. You know, we talk about the battle axe, but I know Bob got a good song about the battle axe, y'all. This is a simple analogy of understanding what have to be going on. Now, this Tower of Babel has become a big tree. A big old forbidden tree that everybody notices. Everybody notices the Tower of Babel. Everybody can see it. It's the biggest tree in the earth. You can't miss it. Stevie Wonder seen the tree. You can't miss it. A blind man, you cannot miss the Tower of Babel in today's society and time. So, think of this as a big tree. Now, who is the axe? Or what size axe does it take to chop down a big tree? Because I always use the rapper analogies. But I see it. I don't know if that be going on people's head. I don't know. But how big does a chainsaw? We use chainsaw. We don't use axe no more. But how big does an axe have to be to chop down a big tree? Does an axe have to be huge, the same size as the tree? It could be a small axe. Well, let's see what the scriptures say. Who is that small axe? Because everybody looking, because I know sometimes everybody looking for a crowd. You know, that's why I read sometimes like Jesus not seen by everybody. Yeah, of course, when he lifted up. But I'm in Jeremiah 50. Hold up. It might be, is it 50? It might be Jeremiah 50. Hold up, y'all. I can't look it up. But it says, you are my battle axe. With you I will tear down nations. It is showing you how we setting up an idol, but going forth and doing what the idol that we say coming back to do. It's like you saying somebody coming back, but then you start doing what the person that got to come back supposed to do. You gather the people, but the one that come back gonna gather the people. You teaching the people, but the one that come back gonna teaching the people. This is really what's been. That's why it's Babel, man. What are you talking about? Once you get to the point, you're like, damn, well, what are you talking about? But this is what people are saying. Isn't Jeremiah 51:13 or 16? Oh, I got it. Jeremiah 51. I'm going to start at I'm going to start at 51 and 16. It says, I don't know why I'm reading because I got 68 verses to read. I just got to run in my mouth. Jeremiah 51, verse 16. It says, when he uttered his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causes the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. So it says, when he uttered his voice. How does the Spirit speak, y'all? The word become flesh. The word has become flesh. So it say, every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. So when we come asking, is Jesus talking to you? No, because a picture and words from a book can't. So if you have an idol that has no breath, they don't have the breath of life. They can't give you the breath of life. Jesus can't give you the breath of life. There's no breath in your idol. That's why I say what? You have become confounded. That's why Adam hid. So it says, they are all vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation shall they perish. Verse 19 is what I'm reading this for. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces the nations. So the whole Bible is about the saints judging the earth, not about us reading it and teaching the people. So why are we reading this, teaching the people? God said we a battle axe. What we going to do? Break in pieces the nations. Because where is Abraham's seed? In substitute of all nations. Don't all nations come over here and get rich off who? Us. And with thee I will destroy kingdoms. Where our kingdom at? And people always say America our land, right? Now history say this is a founded land. And then they kind of tell you who founded it. It's facts. I don't even know what we're arguing about. But where is the history? Is it hidden? See, The Romans ain't been ruling that long to hide history. They've been ruling long enough to twist it. They can't hide it. And really, they didn't hide it. They just didn't tell it to us. They didn't hide it. They didn't tell it to us. They told us something else. And we listened to what we was told, so we never looked for our history. We went 400 years back. See, once you go 400 years, think about what everybody do that's of our creed. We go back 400 years. Because everything else was there is slavery. That's what they told us. So how are we going to study our history? That's the first lie. That's the first mistake. Majority rules. So if majority of our people went back 400 years to study their history, they already was lost. You already was finna go deep into the rabbit hole of deception. You know, so right now we are God's battle axe, because remember, this is biblical prophecy where the saints judge the earth, to break in pieces nations, and with thee destroy kingdoms. And with thee I will break in pieces the horse and his rider. The high horse, huh? And with thee I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider. And with thee also I will break in pieces man and woman. And with thee I will break in pieces old and young. And with thee I will break in pieces the young man and the maid. So I just use that verse to show us God gonna use the living. Now what we gonna be doing? Judging the nations. Tearing down the kingdoms. So what's the work of God? Teach scriptures. No. Biggest lie ever been told. What's the work of God? Read the Bible. No. Biggest lie ever been told. So let's go to Deuteronomy, y'all. We're in Deuteronomy 28. Let me take me a leaf first. Deuteronomy 28. I'm finna break down Deuteronomy 28. I'll read out this book. I don't want this book. I don't know. This read different or something. I don't know. I've been reading it lately. It just hit different. It hit different. Boy, this is a long chapter. That's probably why I never broke it down. I never want to read this long chapter. Never. So now we're going to pay attention to these crumbs. Like I said, people have overlooked the crumbs that we finna touch on. Everybody read Deuteronomy 28, but I bet you ain't nobody said this. And we're gonna read it for ourselves. The famous chapter of the Bible that describes identity for the people of the Bible. This is what Deuteronomy chapter 28 has revealed. So it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Now, how long do we have to keep the commandments to be above the nations? How many years? How many days? Because you know how many people say they keeping commandments? You know how many members the camps got right now? All of them say they keeping the commandments, so they should be above all nations right now. So they must be falling short. They got to be falling short because ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing moving for them. Because they got the people, the churches. See, it's showing you if you was keeping the ways of God, it will be shown. Then God say, I'm gonna open up a storehouse of blessing for you. So are all these religious organizations keeping God way, but we suffer. Don't make no sense. That's why I say hearken to the voice. But they not hearkening to the voice. They reading the book. The Bible don't talk, so you don't have to hearken to it. That's why you hearkening to your imaginations. That's why you love to read it. You know, that's why people love to read the Bible. If the Bible talk back to people when nobody opened it. When nobody opened the Bible, if the Bible talk back. Imagine you're reading the scripture and the Bible say, I don't mean that. You'll cuss the Bible out. It wouldn't be on everybody's dashboard. It wouldn't be with everybody walking down the street talking about they got God in them or they using this for God. Because the Bible be like, that ain't what I'm for. Or just imagine if the Bible started to talk. That's basically what's really going on now. Now the Bible is actually talking and now everybody pissed off. You know, because now it's being revealed to you that's not what that means. What? Yeah. You're supposed to have the spirit, not the scriptures. You're supposed to have the spirit, not the scriptures. So if we was keeping the ways of God, we'll be above all nations. So what? We know we're not doing that. We know this. Why? Reality shows it. Verse 2. Now, I just read verse 1. I'm going to have to be quiet because I'm going to be all day. It says, verse 2, Deuteronomy 28:2. And all these blessings shall come upon thee, overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Why we ain't got no blessing? Because we ain't got no voice. You ever heard closed mouth don't get fed? We ain't got no voice, so we ain't got no blessing. We don't have a mediator, so we don't have a blessing. Because the Bible is not the mediator. The Bible don't stand between us and God. That's why it's the basics. And God ain't basic. Verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field, if we hearken into a voice. Not just any voice, but the Lord thy God, the I am. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy 9, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be the basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face, and they shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. So it's just like stuff just gonna be what? Beautiful for us. Because we what? Following God. But we've been following the book for many years. And it's been getting worse and worse and worse. We've been getting on our knees. Moses didn't say get on your knees and stuff gonna get better. What did Moses say? The voice of the Lord thy God. But can nobody show us the voice of the Lord? They can show us the book. They can show us the name. They can show us an image. Nobody can show the voice. Can you show us the voice of Moses? No. Can you show us the voice of Isaiah? No. Can you show us the voice of Jesus? No. So I don't need to hearken then. Now I need to be righteous. A baby know right from wrong. A dog know right from wrong. Animals know right from wrong. So how the hell a human don't know right from wrong? Do an animal read book to learn right from wrong? No. So why do a human gotta read a book to know right from wrong? I ain't gonna get my Bible. That's why I did that, but it's good. So everybody talking about, oh, you gotta read the book to know. This ain't what this book for. To learn right from wrong. That's not what the Bible for, y'all. Told you the Bible talking now. So these are all the blessings that's gonna be upon us. Verse 8, if we just hearken. We get on our knees, we wearing fringes, we taking off on Saturdays, we going on the building on Sunday, we studying all the time. Ain't no blessing upon us. Something wrong. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, and he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. Verse 10 again. Again, people in the earth gonna see when you keeping the commandments. Because this blessing gonna be upon you. That's why they call them Israelites. God is real because of why? The light that's on the people. That's why I say all Israel ain't Israel. Because you call yourself Israel, that don't mean you're Israel. So, verse 10, it say the people of the earth, not the people in the sky. So 28 and 10, it says, and all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord. Why Moses never said Jesus? Because in Deuteronomy, this is what God put the name. Let's go to Deuteronomy 12 now. 12 and 5. This is a precept to understand where is God's name. See, Deuteronomy 12 and 5, like I said, that cut every teacher head off. How you gonna argue this? God don't change. Stop changing God. Deuteronomy 12 and 5, it says, but unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation, shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come. So where did God put his name? According to Moses, God shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there. Now God don't dwell in temples made with man's hand. Now we know God's name don't come from a book. God's name come from a spirit. That's why God gonna put it amongst the tribes. How you gonna put a name in a book amongst the tribes? It don't even make sense. But what makes sense is God's spirit gonna go in a vessel among the tribes to bring forth the image. Because a name is an image. Some people call me Slim because of my slim image. Not because my mom and daddy named me Slim. So a name is an image, not words on the book. That's why I say, hallowed be thy name. Don't we say the prayer? Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So when people say Jesus came in the Father's name, is the Father named Jesus? If it was, Moses would have said that. Because God was dealing with Moses, not Jesus. So when did God's name change to Jesus if Jesus come in the Father's name? But what is the name? The Spirit. It's an image. So God put his name amongst the tribes in a vessel, in a living vessel, to bring forth the image of what's invisible. Peace, peace. You got a question? Go ahead. So right now, well, I stopped at 10. Let's read Deuteronomy 28 and 10 again. Go ahead with your question on YouTube. It says, and all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord. The one that has the Spirit gonna call you. Who called Peter? Who called Paul? Who called the disciples? Who called Aaron? You see what I'm saying? So these things y'all are read about. I am the anointed one of Israel. I'm not Jesus. I'm not a Hollywood character, or I'm not an individual that was here 2,000 years ago. I am the Holy One of Israel. I am of the seed of David, and I am the high priest. I am the one the scriptures speak of. But like I say, I don't attach myself to Jesus because a lot of people don't understand the meaning of Jesus. They have the false story. But I am the one the Bible is written about. Well, right now I'm going over Deuteronomy 28. So if you want to ask me questions, you could either come on Clubhouse, and after I finish, I could build a dialogue with you. I do have a Clubhouse, the Council of Christ. Well, we on there just about 24/7. So if you really want to get in touch with me and ask me questions, join me on Clubhouse. But right now, man, I got a lot to read. So when you are called by the name of God, you are called by the one that's hosting the Spirit of God. Again, that voice. They say the sheep hear the voice. You don't follow scriptures and books. You follow the voice. So verse 11. What is that? Deuteronomy 28 and 11. It says, and the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, and in the land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open thee his good treasure, and heaven to give the rain unto thy land in the season, and to bless all work of thy hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. So thou should be lending to many nations. We should be not borrowing. And we was truly keeping the commandments. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. Didn't say teach. It said do. And thou, you want to do a PK. You got the wrong time, brother, man. Let me see. This is a brother from Ethiopia, so I take a time out till I 7. I don't do PKs. What's up, brother, man? Right now I'm doing the Bible reading.
Sorry, this PK for noise you.
I can't.
Bro, sorry.
Salute, brother. Salute.
Bro, have a good night, bro. Ja.
Peace. That's a brother man from Ethiopia, y'all. I've been trying to get in contact with a few people.
Ja.
Peace,
Yeah,
brother,
your
man.
banner.
I'll get back with you. I don't know how to get out of here. That's one of the brothers I was in contact with from the motherland. So when 28. So God gonna make us the hell, not the tail. We not gonna be beneath. So why are we beneath? Because we got out. We breaking the commandments. We breaking the law. It says, verse 14, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods and to serve them. Now, what have we done? We serving something we can't hear. We serving something we can't see. So who set it up? The only thing we can't hear and see, well, the only thing we can't see is the Spirit of God. No man has ever seen God. That's why I say the Son of Man was in the bosom. You don't see the Spirit. It's a manifestation. That's why you see the one that manifests the Spirit to bring forth the living word, not the dead word. These words are dead. That's why you can have vain imaginations. But you ain't gonna have no vain imagination talking to me. Because I can bring clarity. See, I'm gonna bring clarity to what I'm saying. It's like if I send you a text message, you're gonna pick up the phone and say, man, what did you mean? Then I can clarify. But who can clarify what's in the book? Nobody. They all dead. So who we gotta go to? Who was they writing to? Was they writing to every man and woman to pick the book up and say what? I know what it's talking about? No. That's not the commandments that Moses wrote. So in verse 15, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. So what happened? What did our forefathers do? Get the verse where they didn't hearken to the voice. They got a bunch of verses where it tell us how. Because I ask people, how did our forefathers reject God? Because I was always say, y'all, Moses split the Red Sea. Then his brother say, man, God ain't with you. Now these numbers gonna be like in Jeremiah somewhere. Jeremiah 7:23. Let's see what our forefathers did, y'all. Because remember, we dealing with commandments. We've been commanded to hearken to the voice. That's a crime. People telling us we commanded to follow the scriptures. That's not no commandment. The scriptures can be used for real proof, and the scriptures are truth. But it's not a commandment to follow the book. It's a commandment to hearken to the voice. So what is Jeremiah 7:23? See, that's a crumb. We missed that. 7:23. I'm going to start at 22. It says, for I spake, I'm in Jeremiah 7:22. It says, for I spake unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing I commanded them, saying, obey my voice. Why does the Bible keep talking about this voice? What the hell is this voice? What the voice is? The book? I had brothers tell me the book is the voice. That's when you got to twist you some Mary Jane up, y'all. Because what Bob said, you know, how the song go, it says, excuse me while I light my spliff. Oh God, I got to take a lift. From reality, I just can't drift. That's why I am staying with my spliff. Because y'all, we making this so hard. Now, we all intelligent people because we have a lot of information. But I told you can be a bookworm. And bookworms are smart but dumb. Because all they know is what they focus on. That's why all our teachers know is the book. They can't go nowhere without the book. They can't talk without the book. They can't do none of these things without the book. This is a crutch. I'm leaning on the Spirit, so I'm able. I'm able to judge. I'm able to reapprove. I'm able to correct. I'm able to bring clarity. I'm able to speak the truth. Because I'm leaning on the Spirit, not the book. So, we was commanded to what? Jeremiah 7:23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your God, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walk in counsels. See, you didn't listen to God. You listened to other counsels. So it says, and walked in counsels and in imaginations. You imagining Jesus. You imagining Moses. When God's Spirit is on earth in a living vessel. Well, you don't have to imagine. You got to do what the commandments say. Hearken. Like I say, we intelligent people. Let's find the one we got to hearken to. What's so hard about that? If it ain't me, where you at? I'll help you find him. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't get my rocks off by somebody praising me or bowing down to me. Now that don't, you know, I don't, that's not what this is for. This is for freedom, liberty, and justice. This is for the shepherd to lead the sheep. Do the shepherd get praise from killing off the wolves? You ever seen a shepherd of the sheep? Once the shepherd go fight the wolves, do you see the shepherd stand in front of the sheep saying, hey, look at me, what I did? That's just his job. I'm just doing my job. That's all. I'm just doing my job. It's my job. The work of God is a job. It's not a pulpit, and it's not a reading of scriptures. It's a job. So it says, but they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walked in counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backwards and not forward. Why do you think we ain't going nowhere? Everybody going backwards. Everybody is going backwards. Nobody is going forward. That's why we ain't moving nowhere. That's why we ain't going nowhere. People like, damn, we still ain't got our shit together. No. Why? People going backwards. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. I forgot where I stopped. Deuteronomy 28:18. It say, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou is cometh in, and cursed shall thou be when thou is goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Lord shall make thee the pestilence cleave unto thee, until ye have consumed thee from off the land, whether thou is goeth to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with consumption, and with fever, and with inflammation, and with a stream burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and thou shalt pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thy feet shall be iron. Your thoughts will come brass. You see, the heaven, well, people gonna think it's the sky. But the Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust, and the heaven shall come down upon thee till thou is be destroyed. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies, and thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and thou shalt be removed unto all the kingdoms of the earth. So everything, because I tell people always say, when the world be given back over to the black people, are we gonna put everybody in slavery? Every nation is against us, but yet what do? We love every nation. So how can you sit here and say, when the world be given back over to the black man, we gonna enslave people, when we don't hate people right now and the people that enslave us? Now, what they try to do, they try to teach us hate. But we are not hateful people. Now, we are prideful people, we are strong people, and we are foolish. But we're not hateful. That's why all nations can come get rich off us. All nations can come live around us. We're not hateful. So, of course, when we rule the world, we're not putting people in servitude, but we just want our blessing back. Because we worthy of it. See, we worthy of the blessing that's in store for us. Our forefathers wasn't. Brother, you in my comments like this, man. Go on Clubhouse. If you really want to talk to me, as soon as I finish, you can talk to me one-on-one. I got a few more verses to go. So it says, all these curses are going to be upon us, which is on us now. Deuteronomy 28 and 26. It says, verse 26, and thy carcass shall be meat unto all the fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fry them away. So no man could run these nations off. That's what? Coming to eat us up. It say that's our curse. We're supposed to be getting eaten up right now, because of what our forefathers have done. It says, the Lord will smite thee with the brach of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scalp, and with the itch thereof thou shalt be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness, and blindness, and astonishment of heart. The Lord shall smite thee with madness. Who is the mad people right now? Who is the blindness? Who is the blind people? And who are astonished of the heart? It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. It says, man, y'all, and that's why I told you this is the identity. Who we talking about? I don't even have to really, speak on who we're really talking about. We can see it. You can't even hide from these curses. It says, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Who, matter of fact, who been trying to have white people had a savior? Have white people had a revolutionary for white people? Have Chinese had a revolutionary? Why black folks had so many revolutionaries? Why? Why the black race has so many people trying to fight for people that was being treated good? We've been being treated good, so nobody stood up and tried to save us. So Deuteronomy identify who these people are, because these things was going to be upon them. Not because they was going to have a name. So you will be without excuse. So it say, thou shalt, verse 28, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness, blindness, and astonishment of heart. It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday as a blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather thy grapes thereof. Nothing gonna be yours. Everything you touch is gonna be taken from you. It says, thy ox shall be slain before thy eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thy ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto the hand of thy enemies, and thou shalt have no more to rescue them. Thy sons and daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and cursed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eyes, which thou see. Now, who is the nation that's mad, or who has been mad because of the sight that they see? It didn't say you was going to be mad because of what you read. You was going to be mad at the things that's going on. Now, of course, this is the prophecy, so the whole world is in an uproar right now. So it says, the Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. So it say God was going to hit us with a sore that cannot be healed. So why is your pastor talking about accept Jesus and you saved? Now, God put this on us. Did it say the white man put it on us? No. God just used the white man. Everybody want to point the finger at the white man. We did this. It told you what we did. It told you what we got to do to get the blessing back. And it told you what we did, so the blessing is taken. See, when you hearken to the voice of God, that brings order and unity. You can't move forward if one foot don't go forth. Like I say, if your 2 feet, you would be like a fish on land. You can't walk. You might as well have fins. That's why the fish can't walk, because the fins don't separate. But when you walk or when you run, something goes before the other. It's called order and unity, support. You walking, you moving forward. Verse 36, Deuteronomy chapter 28. It says, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither doubt, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shall serve other gods, wood and stone. What God we serving, y'all? Wood and stone, y'all. Right now, the Muslims look to what? A copper stone. They look to the east to a copper stone, and they say, that's my God. What y'all think Malcolm X went when he went to the Mecca? He went to the copper stone. And everybody, all these nations, were surrounded by a stone. Yep, drinking, I was actually drinking tea. Drinking tea, sitting on my couch, judging the world. Who would have thought God would judge the world like this? God works in mysterious ways. Mysterious ways. But everybody know how God gonna work. It ain't mysterious no more. Everybody know now. Ain't nothing mysterious. Everybody know. In reality, everybody don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So it says, thou shalt see thy knees. I'm in verse 36. No, I'm sorry. Wood and stone. Man, who is that? Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations where thou shall lead thee. Astonishment. Who everybody shaking their head at? Them niggas. What all black women doing? They're astonishment. All you see is ass on our social media. Ass, 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 ass. That's an astonishment. All the black women got now is ass. That's it. Now, like I say, we do have this conscious community. Well, we are emerging and changing. But look on TikTok. And all the other nations, who they following now? Now they want ass. That's an astonishment. If you got a daughter, I got a daughter. You want your daughter on the thing showing her ass? All she got to offer is how big her ass is. Like, I don't know. People want that. I don't. Y'all know, and that's messed up. I'm talking about that. Look what Erykah Badu did. She said, "We in the image of God. Do image of God show their ass? That's what the image of God is. Just show my ass. Look, black woman God, show her ass. Come on now, y'all. We got a little more. We got way more to offer than just ass, y'all. So it says, verse 37, thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations whether the Lord shall lead thee. And thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but thou shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. This is basically saying everything you do, you ain't gonna reap the harvest. Somebody else gonna reap it. All the inventions, somebody else patented. Everything we ever did, we playing all the sports, the owners is filthy rich. We singing all the songs, the record labels, filthy rich. They own all the records. Signing all the contracts we done signed. All the stuff. Y'all know how much we done did to make these companies rich. Everybody got rich off us. When I say everybody, literally everybody. This is our curse though. So we either get mad or we fix the problem. Which one you rather do? You rather to be, hey man, we got the solution. Which one? Solution or anger? I chose solution. That's why I'm riding the donkey. I'm not the donkey. So it says, you ain't gonna drink your wine, but you gonna plant the grapes. Verse 40, Deuteronomy chapter 28. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thy olives shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, and thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Man, this identity, boy. And thou shalt lend, and he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. We just sit down on a bunch of shit, huh? Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. Now let's go to Matthew 28, y'all. Matthew 23. Because we always talk about this voice, so I'm going to give you another precept about the voice. Matthew 23 and 37. It says, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killeth the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee. So you got to understand, what did the people do to the prophets? They slandered them. They hated them. They rejected them. They called them crazy. They backstabbed them. They turned on them. They set them up. This is all what it. They lied on. That's all it. So what was God gonna do to the people that did that? To the ones that came to help them? It's like biting the hand that feeds you. So it says, they stoneth and killeth the prophets which are sent unto thee. How often I would have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gather her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. Behold, your house is left unto you deisolated. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. It didn't say, blessed is Jesus. You weren't going to see God until you confess the blessing that was upon the one that cometh in the name. Not the one you imagine. With the voice of the Lord thy God. So, we the head and we not the tail. Verse 46, Deuteronomy chapter 28. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder upon thy seed forever. So what was going to be our sign, our wonder? Our curse. The curses, y'all, is our sign and our wonder. The sign is for you to recognize, and you're going to wonder why the hell you curse. Somebody got to explain why I ain't got nothing. And everybody else got something. Somebody got to explain that. A child don't ask his mama and say, Mama, why? Daddy, why? especially when they see someone else. Don't cycle what it's a normal reaction. Why they got it and I don't? So this is a sign and this a wonder. The curses, not the scriptures. Now we can reference this. It told you what the sign was going to be. The things that was going to be upon you. So it says, verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, until they are what? Redeemed. That's why salvation is for the Jews first, the real ones. Because these are the people going through this. Do all nations go through what we go through? Everybody go through what the African Americans go through. Man, come on, man. Don't be serious. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord thy God send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. It told you your enemy was going to want all things. That means they was going to be greedy. They hungry, they thirsty, and they want everything. That's like the locusts. The locusts eat up, the locusts in the crop, they eat up everything. So the enemy that was going to be sent against us by God is going to eat up everything. Hunger, thirst, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the ends of the earth, as swift as an eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou is not, whose tongue thou is shall not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee neither corn, wine, nor oil. For the increase of thy kind are flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest. Throughout all thy land he shall besiege thee, in all thy gates, throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. Again, a nation that's hungry and starving. They was going to take everything. Thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, and the flesh of thy sons, and thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege, and in the straitfulness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee. So that a man that is tender among you, and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his sons. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege, and the straitfulness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. Eat your own flesh. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set thy sole of her feet upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she bare, and she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege and distressfulness, wherein thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. I really don't know if Moses really speaking on really eating. You know, because when you eat your own flesh, it's like you believe in your own words. That's why I say eat the flesh of Christ. You know, so but like I said, I know yeah, a lot of people don't talk about the dark history of Ethiopia. They did eat flesh, literally. So yeah. Just keep going, y'all. Verse 48, I'm hungry now. 58, I done read too much. It say, if thou wilt not deserve to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou may fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God. Now, the Lord thy God, that means your God, the one that's among you. If you don't fear that name, which means the spirit that's in that vessel, these curses will be upon you. It says, then the Lord will make thy pleasures wonderful, and thy plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and long countenance, and sore sickness, and a long countenance, and sore sickness of long countenance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and thou shalt cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for the multitude, because thou was not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. It shall come to pass that thou the Lord rejoice over you, to do you good, and to multiply you. So the Lord will rejoice over you, to destroy you, and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land, whether thou is to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Now, if you know anything about the Solomonic dynasty, they didn't know about Jesus. If you know anything about the Solomonic dynasty, they do not know Jesus. We are serving a God that our fathers did not know. So it says, and among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall thy sole of thy feet have rest. So that means we ain't going to have no rest till we redeem. So how the hell we resting on the Sabbath day that's set up by false prophets? We ain't got no rest right now. So it says, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrowful mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and thou shalt have none assurance of thy life. Why you think we gave up hope? We ain't got no damn assurance. We ain't got nothing to fall back on. What does right now the Negro have to fall back on? What the black woman have to fall back on? And see, y'all, nobody's trying to take away success. I'm way past success. This is way bigger than success. Because success don't build a nation. Success is not what? Raising children. So right now you have a system that's more acceptable to the woman because of submission. So if you submit to this system, you can move around in it. You can get businesses, loans, you can make money, but then guess what that's gonna do? You ain't gonna have no life. See, it takes someone to run a business to realize most people don't get a chance to run a business. You ever talk to a business person? You ever talk to a business owner? Do business owners sit on their couch and have a family and enjoy life? No. When you go into a corporate world, you say you do this to life. As soon as you join the corporate world, you give 2 middle fingers to life. That's what they don't tell you. But if you poor, of course, you want to see if the stove hot. You never felt how hot it was. So you go and touch it. You never had it. Then when you touch it, you realize, damn. Jim Carrey said the breast. I wish everybody could become rich so you realize rich is not happiness. That's one of the greatest quotes I done seen. I wish everybody can become rich so you can realize rich is not happiness. There's a lot of people that have been rich and they killed themselves. You know how many rich people go explore life? Now, one thing a rich person got that most people don't have, and that's the most valuable thing on life, is time. Time is the most valuable thing in the world. You can never get it back. You know how somebody say, man, I wish I was in my 20s? I wish I was still a child. Try to get your childhood back. No matter what you do, you can't get it back. Now, maybe in another lifetime, like if they said, we come back. But shit, is that consciousness back? Like I said, I don't, that's out of my hands. But when you talk about how we are hanging right now, man, we don't have nothing. You got to think about the condition of what we face when we look into the world. Because I was there at one point. I was just close for going back and being sucked into the world, into finances, house notes. But my plan was never to work. It was to work less, but have. So I wasn't gonna be a fool, but I was gonna be a fool. But I wasn't gonna be one of the biggest fools. You got some people play the big fool because they don't know, and that I didn't know either. But I wasn't gonna play the big fool because we have no assurance right now. You know, because I was a business owner. You ever try to get a job as a black man? Now imagine me. Imagine me walking in an office full of a bunch of white men who got to give me my work for to help my business. See, we don't think about that part. Yeah, I got a business. Now I got to find the work to support the business. Now my work gonna come from another nation. My brothers ain't got no businesses, so I can't do nothing with them. So I got to go to the other. You think they're gonna give me the best jobs? You think they're gonna call me? Hey, Yaju, man, they got a job came up, man. I want you to have it. You think I'm gonna get that? Or for me to get that, you think I'm gonna have to deny myself? I'm gonna have to change the way I talk. Put a smile on my face when I don't want to smile. I gotta submit to the system. Now I told y'all about dominance. You gotta understand what's human nature. We want to get away from it. You gotta think about a true dominant man is not gonna submit. Go try to get an alligator or a lion to submit. They'll die. Some people you can't ride. This is human nature. And that's why you gotta understand butt breaking. You got to understand what they do to horses to ride them. You have to break a horse. You have to break humans to ride them. So now they have broken us. So now they ride our backs. We broken. I'm going to read it again. Deuteronomy 28:66. I'm going to start at 65. It says, and among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall thy sole of thy feet have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and a failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt. Man, I don't know if I'm going to make it, man. A drug dealer? They think about the feds every day. You ever woke up and every day you ride, you thinking about the feds. Every day you crank up your car, you worry about getting pulled over the police. That's hell. They got a bunch of money though. But they living in hell with a bunch of money. So it's no matter what we turn. Then we gotta go to the jobs or what? I worked at jobs when the owner came through, everybody had to be working. I'm like, damn, this slavery. Shit, this this is what men. So you gotta understand what men go through, and like I say, sisters too. You go in these corporate offices, man, slap you on the ass. What you gonna do? Nothing, cause you need that job. Cause you done got a house, you done got a car, and now you taking care of your kids. Now if you do something that white man, you getting fired. So you under his control. So he can slap you in your ass when he want to. Then do what he wants to in this corporate world. Black men don't own them businesses. That ain't, you think when all these sisters go to these corporate businesses and work for these companies, they owned by the black man? No. So they could do what they want with you. You in their hands. I worked at a company before. Every time a black man got a new car, the manager was out there. And whoever got a new car, the manager went in person. Because you know why? He got to pay for that car now. He can't lose the job no more. So you can walk up to him and say, look, I need you to do this. And what you got to do? You got to do it. Because that job bought that car. You ain't buy it. The job bought it. So you can't leave the job now. Slavery. So it says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. I done been on jobs where the white man get paid more than the black man just because he black. It's still going on. In 2000. Literally. Big companies, the white boy get paid more. He ain't got no problem getting a raise. Same thing with the army. You know, I got a few army people here. You think about benefits, you think the white folks don't get taken care of more than the black folks? All kind of problems go. So all this thing is hanging upon us. It's a sign and a wonder. The life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and thou shalt have none assurance of thy life. This for everybody? Is everybody living this life this way? If I'm wrong, I'm willing to be corrected. So it say, in the morning, thou shalt say, would God if were even, and at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning, for the fear of thy heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. Everybody's scared. That's why when I tell my brothers I'm judging the Roman Catholic Church, nigga, you crazy. They gonna kill you. They fear. They scared. So it says, and the Lord shall bring upon thee Egypt again with ships, by the way thereof I spake unto thee, and thou shalt see it no more again, and thou shalt be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Your birth certificate is bonded to the Roman Catholic Church, if you didn't know. Yeah, we bonded to the Roman Catholic Church. Look up your birth certificate. So it says, and ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. That was the end of Deuteronomy 28. So now the voice of God is here to give us our blessing, to give us our reparations, to give us our kingdom. That's why the petition has been started. To give us back the blessing of the nation that deserved it. Our forefathers didn't. That's why we ain't got it. But we can get it. But the commandments is hearkening to the voice, not to the scriptures. But the scriptures are true. They are for real proof. So that's why I use the book to real prove the false lies, the false counsels, the false teachers. Now we going back to the basics. Let's get back to the basics. So I don't know, y'all. I don't really have too many people up here on Clubhouse, family. So anybody got any questions, y'all? Let me tell me a leak. If y'all ain't got no questions, y'all, I'm kind of. What time it is? I gotta get something to eat too. Time for me to eat now. What time is it? 2:00. Yeah, it's time to eat. But you got some questions for me, brother, man? I'm finna get out of here, y'all, because I'm finna get me something to eat. We gonna shoot a little ball today, y'all. We finna go shoot some b-ball. Y'all get out and move your bones.
Greetings.
What's up, brother, man? Peace.
Nah, for sake, the Jeepers is here. Blessings, brother. I was glad to see Sister Divine give you that spiritual endorsement of sort. You feel me? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, she get mostly, really support and many different profound, different type of ways. But that was a good thing. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Oh yeah, man, yeah. And I told him, man, much respect for that. Out of all the people, out of all the people you think would have did that, she was the one that actually did that. So
I knew it was coming, man. It's nothing but the godly greatness, man, within you. You see what I'm saying? That's nothing but godly greatness. And like I said, main people that was trying to get her to announce, she ended up having to silence them off the platform. And I came on, that same person was like, he said, what? He said, what, you one of them y'all Judas too? He said, why Judas? He said, you feel me? He tried to get me you feel me? Put me out there. He said, you one of them too? Huh? Talk to me now. What's up?
You will be hated by all nations.
One of them too. I say yes, man. One of them too, my brother. One of them. Yeah. One of them too, my brother. So chill out. It's all respectable clauses, though, my brother. See, that's your problem. You know what I'm saying? You focus on the hate. You know what I'm saying? When there's plenty God's love out here. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, yeah, brother tried to give me the announcement, but I respectfully and cordially, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, brother, you know what I'm saying? Just as well as you partially get my support, you know what I'm saying? He gets more of my support. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Just like I tell him, just like that, straight to his face, truthfully and godly and honorable with the Most High, with that godly will, you know what I'm saying? Just like you partially get my support, I partially see part of your view, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Because that's a non-believer, wishy-washy partial, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Somebody that denied the faith. My question to you, though, Brother Yaju, when will mostly people, they pursue you to be more of a biblicated persona. You understand that? And you're more perceived as with more of a biblicated persona. And that's just for me, talking to, so this parable talk of sort. So when will do they know this more Quranic or Islamic side that resonates within you with this, which is actually within the Ethiopian ancientness too, not only from you, but just of all the persona perspective of all of, the greatness of Book of Maccabees and the things of that nature. So when you perceive more of within your biblical persona, do you? Yeah, when will you kind of, want towards your the Islamic roots or sort that you might represent?
Well, no, I don't. To deal with the Islamic roots, like I tell people, I'm a Christian and a Muslim. Because all these things, like a Muslim, means submit to God. So when you talking about Islam, you're dealing with a watered down version of Islam. Islam is the watered down version of the truth, as Christianity is the watered down version. You know,
Right.
so
So
the
both of
truth,
them, both of them are.
yeah,
But what I'm saying is more so you perceive more so as within a biblicated persona. I would say that, you know what I'm saying. So
well, yeah, that's what I say. But the Quran and the Bible, you know, say the same thing. Like the watered
right,
down
okay,
information is separated. So when I'm
right,
talking Bible, I'm talking Quran. But people don't see it like that
exactly.
because of the
I
separation.
do,
You see what I'm
I do,
saying?
right, I
Of
do,
the watered
I
down
do.
information. But yeah, that's why I say I'm a Christian and a Muslim in a way.
Right. Because I understand that. Because even like within like your kind of like the Moish roots, you know what I'm saying, or roots with the Mo brothers, you know what I'm saying. You feel me? Or even certain VL or structurization, you know what I'm saying. You feel me? It's all within the same structure in the will of God. The will of God, which is the same thing as the will of Allah. However the Muslims say it, so it's the same thing. It's within the will of God that a prophet speaks, and it's within the will of God that you teach people and you spiritually educate. You know what I'm saying? You spiritually edify people. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, yeah, most definitely. Thanks for answering that question, man. Really appreciate that, man. You take care. And yeah, it was most definitely a good thing for Sister Divine to give you that spiritual endorsement. That was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And then you see them you see what I'm saying? You see them satanic disbelievers too. They can't.
Oh yeah, they hate
circles
that.
was sparking. They was trying to spark, but it ain't no match for God. No, it ain't no match for the prophet. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You see me typing it up in the Jones. You feel me? You feel me? See, I be going crazy, but you know what I'm saying? The algorithm popping. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is, man. Shouts out to you though, brother. You know what I'm saying? Keep
All
doing
right,
what you
brother,
do, man.
man.
You know?
Appreciate you,
Yes, sir.
appreciate you, brother, man. Salute to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Take care.
All right, likewise. So yeah, y'all, we about to get out of here, man. I'm finna give you something to eat, y'all. So again, y'all share that with your favorite teacher. That was the breakdown of Deuteronomy 28. The crowns was the voice. If your idol, if your God that you worship does not have a voice, it's 100% it's false. Now, if it have a voice, it's 50-50 because it could be a false. You know, it could be that's why you got the prophets of Babylon and you have the prophets of God. So it either could be 50-50. It could be a prophet of Babylon, it could be a prophet of God. But it has to be a voice. Now, a prophet must know where the head at, which is Christ. That's how you determine if a prophet is prophesizing correctly. Because either he's the head that's speaking, or he know who the head is, which is why they are speaking. This is the order. So as always, I hope the Father has circumcised y'all hearts and ears for the message. Peace and blessings, and I'm out of here, y'all.
Peace and blessings.
Peace, sis.